Hey, the one Philly cheesesteak here, back inside of Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and today I'm doing the Harvester. Are you feeling like a noir mission? I'm feeling like a noir mission, because guess what? This is a noir mission! In case you haven't noticed, I kind of like film noir. Okay, so first and foremost, similar to 1010, whatever the one I just did before this was, this happens after you come back in the second act, right after you do the whole Gollum City, doesn't matter semantics. So anyway, first of all, what we need to do is find the crime scene. How do you find the crime scene? Well, when you're back at your apartment, this is after I just did that mission, there's gonna be this yellow tape out on the east side of your apartment. So in order to start this, we're gonna need to talk to this guy. I'm not even gonna, I think it's Scandalmonger. It's just a random name. So anyway, we're going to talk to Scandalmonger. Apparently that's his name, because that's the name they gave him. So anyway, we're going to mitigate first and foremost, because I am the orator of oratating. So there is a big, huge catch with this achievement, of which you have to find both people that are being accused innocent. That is the big caveat. So go ahead and walk on in here and look for Dana Myers, I believe her name is. Or is that what I think it is? Or just walk right past this person. Oh, Daria. Sorry. Daria. It's hard to see with this little preview. So anyway, I skip a lot of this. I show you the major ones, so you can go with I used to be a cop. Followed it up with taking her mission, which you should see any second now. Actually, sorry, sympathize. You should take the mission though anyway, because we get to do some film noiring, and this will take you about a full hour to complete. Just a heads up, so have like an hour's block worth of time to do this. Not really. You can stop at any time. Just make sure you finish this. So anyway, accept the mission, and then you have to go on and talk to Mr. Cop person over here, the detective. He's going to be your best buddy. Not really. He's going to be a good guy. Actually, he is a good guy, at least in terms of the game. So anyway, what we want to do is relate first and foremost. Again, we want to get this guy to give us the blessing to intervene in this case. And after we do that, I do skip forward once more. You're going to want to go around this area picking up every single item here, or at least the ones that show up. So look at anything that says examine, grab it. Excuse me. So anyway, if it says examine, grab it. There are a couple things such as the marks, the needle, and then of course there's that bloody spot in the wall. Of course bruises, that too. There's 3 on her person alone. There's also a pair of eyeglasses and a spot in the wall. You'll actually see it right in the wall right here. I actually walked past it because I'm looking at that throwable bag for no reason. There's 2 things. There's also this piece of trash down here, EMP fragments, so an EMP grenade was used. Because, you know, EMP. Anyway, I also go back, and there's also this stuff over here that's crafting parts, but you don't need that for the quest. There's an ID card, and of course... Hey, look, a press card. Yay, for Angela Gunn. There's a pair of glasses. And then finally, there's this thing in the wall, which I keep walking by. I keep telling you guys about, but I keep walking on by it. Why do I keep walking on by it? I don't know. I'm taking my sweet-ass time. That's probably the reason why. So anyway, once you do, in fact, grab the 6th piece, which is in that wall over there, which I don't know why I didn't cut this any further. Probably because I cut it enough already. The you know, cutting room floor and all that. But no, there's nothing over here. Again, it's in the wall. I keep saying the wall over here. Here it is, the wall. And there it is, augment piece. So that is our last part that we need. Next, we are going to talk to Miss Angela immediately. Not Angela. I keep saying Angela, and that's the person that's dead. We're going to talk with Daria. Now, I do cut out a lot of stuff here, but the thing is, we want to ask her all of the questions that show up. So that is the big first, the big thing right here. So ask all of those questions. Once you have asked all of those questions, leave. Then we are going to do the following. We are going to go on and go to the area down here in it's in this apartment complex over here. I should have showed it on the map already. There it is, the Labus Apartments, upper right hand corner near the theater area, where you'll have to go later on, just north of the red light district. Yay, red light district, am I right? So anyway, we're gonna go up a couple floors, and we're gonna find this dude who used to be married to Angela Gunn, both before she was dead and after, you know, because film noir. So we're just gonna walk right on in, And once in fact we do, we have some, of course, conversation checks with him. Again, I do cut a lot of the talking out. So first and foremost, you can confront him or condole him, you know, because his wife is dead and all that good stuff. Well, not really good, but you get my point. So anyway, after that, I do a little bit while later. This is just after he talks again. Ask him about Angela, alibi, bell tower, all that good stuff. I do cut out a lot of this. Again, I apologize if I cough. I've been out for like 2 weeks while trying to get all footage all together and everything. So anyway, we want to inquire instead of approach or the other one, or accuse. This just prevents him from, you know, running out on us, looking guilty as fuck. So anyway, we're going to ask about bell tower because that was brought up by, I believe it was Mr. Officer Montag, as he was talking about how he was a former bell tower employee or contractor. So anyway, he also reveals about his about his arms. Very interesting. I chose finesse on this one. I'm not 100% sure if that is what is required, but I do recommend using that instead of any other. So we are going to move on to sympathize, which is right trigger in this case. Again, Casey is your best friend with this. So if you have Casey, again, it's one of the best augments to get your hands on. So get that early on in the game. It saves your bacon. So anyway, we're going to ask him about his alloy hands, the Omega here. And this is actually a very specific thing that they kept asking about. Oh, the fingerprints and all that. So anyway, sympathize. Otherwise, you're suspecting or ignoring him. So just sympathize. And immediately after this, which, again, pretty simple to do, immediately after this conversation and shortly after this, we're going to need to find some evidence. So, going into this is still his apartment. We're going to go over near the kitchen, near his bed actually. You'll see this glowing object over here in white. Medical referral form. We're going to need this to prove his innocence. So this actually fulfills at least half of the equation. He is now innocent. At least we have to present him as innocent. And then I go on and loot his apartment. But you guys don't need to see that. So now we are going back to the crime scene. There is actually a very specific reason. We now have to talk to the officer once more. Now there is a reason for this. It also gives us another opportunity to find out what the heck's going on. So now we go ahead and talk to him. And now we're going to ask him all of the questions, but we do not complete the case. Do not. You go to about the case, and then you ask all of the questions. Once you have in fact answered all of the, or not answered all the questions, once you have asked all the questions concerning the case, you will then move on from there. He'll actually reveal some things. For example, I forget exactly, because remember, this is footage from a while back. I'm finally doing this because I got sick for 2 or 3 weeks. Also, Destiny Rise of Iron. So, yeah, so all that good stuff, am I right? So I don't know why I didn't cut this any sooner. This footage, at least, why is so long. But anyway, go around all of that. All of that stuff. I went with career in this case. And go around all the questions. Once you do it, go to leave. Do not complete the case. If you complete the case, you lose the achievement for completing this, because it unlocks another side quest later on. So now we have traveled to Ostus, wherever that is. As you can see, there's a blue dot down there. We can complete it right now. We're going to go over there. There's a reason. We have to talk to this asshole. And yes, he is an asshole. Another thing I need to disclaim right now, I have already hacked this area. I came in before I went to Golem City, and I already completed at least the hacking of most of this stuff. Another thing I will state, actually, you'll see it in a few minutes here, or at least a moment here, is all of this stuff in the area. The lower area of this storefront here is considered restricted, while the upper area isn't. So we're going to talk to this jerk, Radko Perry. He is a jerk. And a hypocrite. You'll find out shortly why. So anyway, we're going to talk to him. Again, I do cut a lot of this out. We're going to indulge him. We got to get him talking. We got to get him talking, man. That is a terrible impression, and I am so sorry. But anyway, as soon as we get a little bit later, I cut this a little bit more. He is going to reveal some more information. We're going to ask about, I believe it's verify, because, you know, we need to verify. or you can reproach it. I went through all the things. I really didn't care about him as much, but you do have to find him innocent. That's the thing. You have to find this jerk innocent, whereas I really don't want to. The guy's a freaking hypocrite. Anyway, again, once more, a little bit later, we're going to ask about all of those questions. Alibi, politics. I ask about Angela first, mainly because of obvious reasons. I do ask about the alibi shortly afterwards. As you can see, you also get it here. All alibi and politics. Ask about both of those, especially the alibi. If you have asked everything, though, you can then just leave. And ask all those questions. Trust me, they are very important. So anyway, I do leave all of this running afterwards because it is very important. I've already asked about his alibi. And now we're going to go into the storefront. So as you can see, I've already broken into that back area as the console's already been hacked into. Now, the only thing I will recommend is also grabbing that ebook over there for an achievement. Just watch that bodyguard there because obviously there's some stuff going on. I do get Mr. Sneaky, literally Mr. Sneaky, and cloak my way over. He's like, oh, don't go in there. Okay, bye. And I do a complete idiot moment and don't cloak quite correctly. So I do it right the next time. Cloak. Run on in. And as soon as I get through, probably should have closed the door behind me, but yeah. So just be very careful when you're down here because he will find out about you. And you'll have to either tase him, TKO him, or otherwise. So anyway, Bearhead, go ahead and look at that. It's a bit strange about that specifically. He's a bit of a strange person. So anyway, we are going to go on over to his computer, which I've already hacked. I believe it's a level 5, so just be careful on that. We're going to go into his email. I'm going to go into the messenger. This is the important one. She is very important to this. The whole thing of finding him innocent, just oddly enough, and this will prove him to be a very, very big hypocrite. So anyway, we're going to negotiate first and foremost. I believe, unless I've misread my entire text guide I was getting this from, or my previous footage. I can't remember exactly which one it was. Can't exactly remember. But anyway, negotiate. I believe bluff, as you can see here. And then shortly after that, you will then get a... The thing is, you do have blackmail on them, and that's what you're going to get. We're going to have to, I believe, confirm. I do let it sit there for a bit, just for a thing. So anyway, we have to be very careful, because this guy comes down, and he does see us. So anyway, I have to stay invisible until I get close, and then tase him in the nuts. So anyway, tasing people in the nuts. It's a heroic pastime, guys. Get used to it. So anyway, we also have this pocket secretary, which also gets us into the safe, which I've already hacked as well. Yeah, I did a lot of work on this beforehand without even realizing, so I go back into the computer just in case to make sure I was able to get that going. So anyway, we're going to go on upstairs, up back into the main storefront. Again, if you want to be very careful, if there are cops looking in there, cloak your way out. Or stay behind an object. As soon as this restricted zone over, you're good. So I've already opened the safe, and this was not there before. It is there before, and there you go. The guy's a freaking hypocrite. Yep. Well, now you can see why I said he was a hypocrite. So, hypocrite. Alonzo Leron, you make me laugh once more. So anyway, now we're at the police station, which is over here in this area, just south of the place you just were. Actually, you're in the upper area here. You were here earlier. So anyway, I made multi-tool for a reason. I have to break into this area without breaking into this area. You can see how this can be difficult. You got this guy in here, you got another person outside, and they're looking at each other almost. This is going to be difficult, so we're going to wait for this guy to leave. As you can see here, I already got my multi-tool all ready to go. And as soon as he leaves, I'm going to get really close. Close enough to, yeah, I just knocked over a trash bin. Hopefully they don't see me. And I unlock the door. Once I have, in fact, unlocked the door and make sure no one's coming, once more. Again, I only do it this way just because there's not enough time unless you have like a super hacking skill, and if you trigger the alarm, they will come after you. So just keep that in mind. Just, you gotta be careful. That's the only thing I'm gonna really mention. So anyway, you will see me speed this footage up in just a moment here, and there's a reason for that. I do go invisible again, just so I don't trigger anyone's alarms. I do close the door behind me, And I do go downstairs. Now please note, if you do hack that door, it is very important because you will come back here later. There's a reason. Loot the entire place at your leisure. Just go ahead and do it. Loot the entire place. There's a reason. I didn't know exactly where I forgot what the guy's name was. Yeah, I derfed it. So anyway, I look over here. I just start opening lockers. And it turns out it's this one over here. Yep, not Otis. It's this guy. So anyway, you will find the Harvester copycat victim number 4. And that is the file that we need to prove that this is in fact a copycat killer. So, now that we have in fact confirmed that, we are now going to go back to the crime scene. Again, you should know where this is by now. We're going out to the crime scene once more. Yay, it's by the bar. Perfect place to get killed, right outside a bar. Not really, just terrible. So anyway, we're going to talk to the officer once more. I do save beforehand just in case. That's just me though. So anyway, we're going to talk to Mr. Sontag one more time, and we're going to complete the case. Once we have, in fact, selected to complete the case. And why do these people wear capes? Are they ponchos or something? They look like capes. That's the only comment I have on that. So anyway, we want to exonerate both. If you do not exonerate both, you do not get the achievement, and you do not get the extra side mission that comes back in Act 3. So anyway, once you have in fact completed the exonerate both, we want to go over to the option that will show up in just a second here. The copycat, it's a copycat. Now forget Johnny, it's a copycat. Now you can technically do forget Johnny, but it's a copycat. So once you've in fact selected it's a copycat, you will then go through a huge dialogue session, not even a branching dialogue, just dialogue. Now the achievement would pop there because it has in fact said completed, but for whatever reason my achievements are kind of glitchy. And I had to go double check in my achievements tab to see that it had in fact unlocked. And I actually didn't discover this until after Daria talks to me. So do remember her. She will come back for part 3, actually part 2 of this whole thing, even though the achievement has already technically popped. So do keep that in mind. That is the end of this specific side quest, but the next side quest that actually starts immediately after you come back, and it's one of the most annoying areas ever, that's when this whole thing begins. And I can see I'm kind of like, where's the achievement? It should have popped by now. And would you look at that, I go down to my achievements, and it has unlocked. It's just, yeah. The Harvester, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, there you guys go. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for putting up with almost, well, it will be almost 19 minutes by the time I'm done with this. If you do in fact want to see more of my previous video, check out all of those numbers, that video. I'm not even bothered trying to decipher that, even though I know binary. Or you can go over to the right hand corner, check out my previous videos on my channel, click subscribe, and as always, have a great and beautiful day, and hopefully I will see you guys all next time.